Good morning, everybody. My name is Jeff Bruss. I am the president at COLE Publishing. The only thing they pay me to do is sit around all day and try and think of ways to promote things. So this is a pretty easy seminar for me to do. I appreciate everyone coming in today because this is going to be 1 hour of boring marketing talk when there's all kinds of shiny equipment over there to look at. But I'll try to keep it a little bit upbeat. I've been working for COLE Publishing for almost 14 years. And I really do just get paid to sit around and think of ways to get people to come to the show, read our magazines, do things like that. But I also get an opportunity to talk a lot of you guys every day. And many of the ideas I have are ideas I've heard from people who are already using them. And some of them are just ideas I came up with on my own. But I've got about 25 ideas here that anytime somebody has a question, I'm going to pause every once in a while. I want this to be interactive. I'd like people to ask questions. I don't want to hear comments or your personal stories so much because other people may not be interested, but questions are allowed, and I will stop from time to time to hear them out, and I'll repeat the question so everyone can hear it, and then we'll get started. The number one thing that I'm going to do is talk about cards. Birthday, anniversary, and thank you. I don't mean personal. If you're a septic system installer, when you install that septic system, write down the date you installed it, send a birthday card on the septic system date, and see if they need any maintenance done. If you are a septic tank pumper, send them an anniversary card on the last date you pumped that tank and remind them that service is due again later. The biggest one I want to say is thank you cards. Thank you cards are inexpensive and easy. Have them pre-printed with your logo on. All it says is thanks. You probably can't see this in the back, but this says COLE Publishing, thanks. You flip it over. It's white on the back with your return label. All you have to do is say, hey, thanks for your business. We really appreciate it. Love and kisses, John. You can get 1,000 postcards for about $100. It takes you 5 minutes to write them out, and it costs you 27 cents to mail it. Might be 29 now. I'm not keeping up with the postal rates. But that type of idea and that personal touch is something that all your people will love. Number 2 is join. Join your local chamber of commerce, your state association, your national association. I'm trying to talk slower. I talk fast. Your chamber of commerce, you're going to have an opportunity to network with other business owners. It's hard to say no to somebody you already know. If you are working with the local restaurants through the Chamber of Commerce, who are they going to call when they need their grease traps pumped or their line cleared, things like that. Same deal with the state association. You never know when a business is going to come for sale that maybe you want to swallow up, and you met that guy through your local state association. Even the national association is the same type of deal. So join whatever you can. Donate. I know you're all going to love this one. We probably at COLE Publishing get several hundred requests for donations every year. Obviously, you have to say no, but pick and choose what you donate to and make sure you do it, whether it's time or money or your service or whatever it is. I would suggest implement a policy where you only donate locally. That's what we've done for the most part, and it's worked really well for us because all of your money stays in the community. And it's hard to say no to somebody who's supporting you, who has if you've shown interest in their personal interest, they're going to call you first. They're going to recognize that and hopefully call on your service company because you're the person who supported them. So donate. Volunteer. Again, I know that time for you guys is probably the most difficult thing to come up with. But anytime you can volunteer to speak at your children's career day, I know that most kids probably aren't real excited about bringing their septic pumping father or their portable toilet cleaning mother to work. But I tell you what, speak at career day because the teacher might hear you or the principal might hear you or whatever it is. Coach. You've got 15 little leaguers under your wing and their parents are watching them play every Saturday. Who do you think they're going to be friends with? It's probably going to be you. Who are they going to call when they need service? That's my kid's coach. It's obvious that they're going to be more committed to you than someone else. And then obviously local committees. Kind of gets back to the Chamber of Commerce type deal. Join local committees, ones that don't take a lot of time. Join the Parks Committee. Join your local sanitary districts committee if they have one. Think outside the box a little bit. Those committees usually only meet like once a month for about an hour. You're going to network, you're going to hear about jobs that may come up before other people. Sponsor. If you don't have time to coach, There's hockey teams out there, there's little league teams out there, there's bowling teams out there that all have little logos on their shirts. Every time that mom's doing the laundry or dad's doing the laundry, they're throwing it in there and they say, oh, look at that, Johnny on the spot. He sure is, he's right on the stain. But again, it's subliminal to them. Something they need, they see you're sponsoring their kids' athletic events. It's a good idea to try to sponsor things like that. It's usually fairly inexpensive. Adopt. Not talking children here, although it would be feasible for some of you to get really cheap labor. Adopt a highway. Usually in most states it's free, and you get your name on a sign on a state highway. It's the best free advertising you could possibly get. Just make sure you're keeping the highway you adopt clean. Also, say they're going to do work on that highway. If you've got your toilets out on the side of that highway and it's your highway, how good would that look for you? Adopt a highway. Parades. This is an interesting one. COLE Publishing for the Pumper magazine recently started a Facebook page where there's been a contest to see who can post the best video of their truck or float in a parade. If you're not putting a truck or a float or all your trucks in your local parade, you're doing yourself a disservice. It takes you 15 minutes to drive through a parade. Everybody sees it. Again, it's a subliminal thing. Hey, I saw your truck in a parade, thought it was neat, giving you a call for service. This is inexpensive. In fact, usually free. Sometimes there's a small fee, like in a 4th of July parade or something like that. There's Christmas parades where you can put lights on your truck, run them off a 12-volt battery. Put your truck in a parade along with your staff. Your staff would think it's pretty cool to ride through the parade as well. They get to wave to their friends, throw candy. Am I talking really fast? Yeah. I don't drink coffee. It's amazing, isn't it? No caffeine. Does anyone have any questions so far? Don't be shy. Nobody. All right. Exhibit. This is a trade show. You're all interested in it, right? You want to see what's new, you want to see what's going on? Homeowners do too. There's homeowner shows in almost every city and town across the US. Get in there and show off that you do septic installations. Let them know that you have trailers for weddings and for special events. Make sure you're going to those garden shows and showing them the newest things that they can use to cover up their septic tank lids. Building shows. Exhibit. Write. If you're not good at writing, find somebody who is. If you live in an area where there's a university, college kids are willing to work for beer money. It works out really well. Find someone in the journalism department, and you know what they're going to write about? They're going to write about the highway you adopted, the money you donated, the children you sponsor. Write about all of that. Anything that you've done. What you should do on an annual basis when I told you to donate, keep track of how much you've donated in every. Don't do it when everyone else does it, like on a fiscal year or a calendar year. Every June, send a press release to your local newspaper that says, AAA Sanitation donated $10,000 to local charities this year. $1,000 to local charities this year. Can you imagine how your name looks in the local newspaper? I didn't know that. I didn't know that AAA Sanitation donated $1,000 to local charities this year. Write that up. Put it in your local newspaper. You should also be putting that type of stuff at your website, which I'll get to here in a minute. People love pets. Exploit your pets. Feature your dog, your cat, your bird, and your monkeys in all of your literature. Put them on postcards. Put them at your website. Put them on your reminder cards. You know, we talked about a thank you card. Al and Rufus the dog, thank you for your service. You're putting pedigree in my bowl. Feature your pets. Everybody loves their pets and they like to see yours. Host a picnic that's open to the public. It's probably a tax write-off for you, the expense of it. Invite all of your customers, invite all of your employees. Host it, if you can, in concert with some other event, like, for example, the 4th of July. Or if you live in a state other than northern Wisconsin, you know, New Year's Day or something like that. Hold an event or a picnic where you can invite all of your customers, cook up some brats, some hamburgers, and have a couple hours where you just mingle and show them maybe where you're doing your work or rent a local park, but host a picnic. Customer of the month. Forget about your employees for a day. They're important too, but your customers are just as important. Have a customer of the month. Send them a $25 gift card from one of the restaurants that you pump grease at. So now your restaurant, you went in there and you bought a gift certificate, they're happy. You're sending it to your customer of the month. They're like, wow, I have never been honored by a septic company before. Have a customer of the month. Put that customer of the month at your website every month. Front and center. Customer of the month, Joe Walsh. Thank you so much. Pick a customer that for some reason stuck in your mind, or maybe needed help and you helped them out. That's an even better story. The little old lady who didn't have the $150 to pump her septic tank, you know what, but she gave you a great story. She turns into your customer of the month. She tells all her other little old lady friends that anytime you need something, call this guy. Have a customer of the month. Reward your loyal customers. Dear Joe, thank you so much for 10 years of awesome service. We genuinely appreciate it. Here's a $50 gift card to some restaurant, to some store in our city. We genuinely appreciate your business. Looking forward to 10 more great years. I just spoke with a gentleman who came up. Team up with your local non-competitors. If you're in plumbing, team up with the drain cleaners. If you're in drain cleaning, team up with the plumbers. If you're in septic, team up with the installers. If you're an installer, team up with the septic guy. Get in good with them, offer them maybe a referral bonus, team up with your local non-competitors to get a little bit of extra work. Hopefully they don't see how much work it turns into and turn into your competitor. That's the only bad thing with that one. Color coordinate everything you do. Everyone always says uniforms in this business are probably not needed. I'm not talking uniforms, just a simple t-shirt. Long sleeve t-shirts for the winter time, short sleeve t-shirts for the summertime. If all your trucks are blue, make the t-shirts blue. Make everything you do color coordinated. Color plays subliminally in people's minds. You're the guy with all the blue trucks. You're the guy with all the fancy stainless steel trucks. You're the guy with all the pink trucks. You're the guy with all the orange trucks. Color coordinate everything. If you don't have a logo, consider again going back to the same college kids that need beer money. They probably have a graphic design department. Get with a graphic designer and have them create you a logo. Logos last in people's minds. Associate a color with it. The color and the logo last. Along with that logo, create a phone number with a word in it, like 555 pump, sewer, rent, a toll-free number where you can get a little more because you can use the prefix as well, 800 service. Now I think we have 5 different toll-free prefixes, and I'm sure words like service are gone, but use your own company name in the number. Do the same thing with your web address. It can be your company name, but you can, for no cost, you can go to your host and say, we got a second domain name, I want it to point to my original domain name, so point 888 service to the website for AAA sanitation and put both those web addresses on your tank. Because for some reason, I have trouble remembering names, but 888 service I might be more likely to remember than your company name. So use a secondary domain name. It literally costs you nothing. Advertise in non-traditional places. When's the last time somebody in this room opened a phone book? Raise your hand if you opened a phone book this month. Maybe half? Okay? I probably haven't opened a phone book in a year. I don't have any reason to. I have one of these. I look it up. I sit in front of a computer all day. These are what changed it more than anything. People aren't using phone books anymore. I guarantee it. It's outdated. Think of other places to advertise. Billboards, urinals. Sell advertising on your own urinals. Park benches. Adopt the highway signs. Think of any place that's non-traditional to advertise. Next time you're driving down the road, you say, oh, that's a really cool ad. Why couldn't you put your ad there? Some of them are cost prohibitive, but you still have to think outside the box and advertise in places other than the yellow pages. Private label anything and everything you can. Just told you to build yourself with a logo and a color and things like that. If you're a septic pumper and you sell additives, make sure that your brand is on the additives, your phone number, so they call you next time they need them. There's an exhibitor inside there selling custom labeled candy. You leave 2 little mints every time you do a job that have your label on them. Or when you're at that parade and I told you to just be you're whipping your candy out the window with your label on the candy. Any of the drain cleaning degreasers that you're selling. Anything that you can possibly private label, private label. Raise your hand if you have a website. Hey, all right. We did better than we did like 2 years ago when I did this. If you don't have a website, it's 2011. Really. It's 2011. You probably think you don't need one. You're wrong. You need one. Again, usually if you're especially emergency work, you're looking right now. You're trying to figure out right now who you want to do that job. Websites show up on phones now. They don't just show up on computer monitors. If you don't have a website right now, you need to, as soon as you get home, find somebody to make you one. Get a website. Sign up for Google Places. This is not Google AdWords. This is Google Places. Google Places is free. Nothing's free anymore. Google Places is free. Get on it now. What Google Places does is it takes a city and it takes all the businesses in that city and it categorizes them. It puts them on a map and shows them first, right at the top of the page when you search for them. If I search for septic pumper, 3 Lakes, Wisconsin, and our local septic pumper is on Google Places, it shows up with a little map and a dot, and it says Chain of Lakes Septic Service, 3 Lakes, Wisconsin, 715-546-3680. And if the other septic pumper isn't in Google Places, he's the only guy that shows up. Although if all 3 of them are in Google Places, they all show up with a little dot. So you can still pick who's closest. Does the same thing for sewer and drain cleaning. It does the same thing for portable restrooms. Sign up for Google Places. Socialize. You're all going to laugh at me on this one. I laughed at this one for a long time. Facebook has 550 million users. 550 million. I guarantee you half of you are probably on it. Let's do another hand raise. This is getting fun. Facebook account, raise your hand. Maybe not half, but close. Twitter we'll get to. I don't want to talk too much about that just yet. But Facebook is turning into, for some people it's turning into the internet. They're searching through it. They're networking through it. They're asking people where they bought their other services, if they like a restaurant. Get yourself a Facebook page for your business. Put the same things on your Facebook page that I told you to put on your website. Hey, thanks so much to our customer of the month, who probably has a Facebook page. Thanks so much for helping us clean up our Adopt a Highway. Get a Facebook page. It's free. Get a Facebook page. I'm going to pause for a second because I think I had a question.
How much time do you think you spent today on that? How do we do that and go to work?
Does anybody, the question was, how much time a day do I spend on Facebook? I personally spend no time on Facebook because I hate Facebook. But do you have anybody sitting in an office? Okay. Does he or she have 5 minutes? Okay. Does he or she have 5 minutes 3 times a day? Okay, then you could probably post 3 times a day, and in 5 minutes is a reach. It probably takes 30 seconds. Today is a great day at AAA Sanitation. We're servicing the Crumbeagle Olsen wedding. Good luck. Best in the future. You know, you do things like that. Hey, it's the 4th of July. We're happy to service our restrooms at the 4th of July parade. Hope they're clean. Hope you're satisfied. Everybody have a great Independence Day. Okay, that's Facebook type stuff. Then what happens on Facebook, for those of you who aren't familiar, everybody who sees that post says, we like it. Like, I want to be their friend. They mentioned our name. We're getting married. These stats are a year old. U.S. males on Facebook, 17 million in 2009, 44 million in January 2010. That's a year old. Went up 42%. I don't know what it went up, but I guarantee it went up. Does anybody here, are they interested in servicing males? Yeah, I thought so. What about females? There's 56 million females. Do they buy any service work? Do they get their septic tanks pumped? Do they have grease trap problems? Do they need drain lines cleared? Do they have roots in their laterals? Do they rent portable toilets? Do they have special events? Amazing. Oh, look at this. It's not all teenagers. 35 to 54. 30 million users. 35 to 54. 55 plus. Nobody over 55 is on Facebook, right? Not a soul. Almost 10 million. Going to go back to socialize. I'm going to talk about Twitter now. Twitter is very similar to Facebook. You've got 140 characters to tell the world the stupid thing you're doing. I'm at Pumper Cleaner. It's really cool. Jeff is awesome. You can do the same thing. You'd be amazed at who would follow you on Twitter. I would categorize Twitter as maybe a little more professional crowd, a little more techie maybe. But still, those are your customers. And I'll prove it to you. No, I won't. That's black. Should have done this up on a stage before I did it. I'm going to try and read this myself, and you just have to trust me. Just trust me, damn it.
It says 106 million total users.
Thank you.
Twitter and 500 million total users for Facebook.
She just read it. 500 million users, which I told you, which is now 550 million. 106 million users for Twitter. 106 million people. 27%, that one right there, says they log into Twitter every day to read what other people are tweeting about, what insignificant things they're saying. I'm sorry, 37% is log in every day. 27% is log in every day from one of these to read what people are saying. That one up there is almost the exact same percentage, I believe, on Facebook. Actually, no, it's higher. That says 41% log into Facebook every day to see what their friends like. Videos. I just talked about the company that right now they're having a video showdown on who has the best parade float. Those are all posted through YouTube. There's jet-powered portable toilets posted at YouTube. There's vandalized portable toilets posted at YouTube. There's commercials that septic pumpers have put together on their own companies that are running on public TV that are posted on YouTube. Get on YouTube and search septic, portable toilet, septic installation. Get on there and see what other people are doing. And then right when you get to watch that video, it says this video has been viewed XXX times. If you can find a video that hasn't been viewed several hundred times, I challenge you to show it to me. It's amazing. You think nobody cares about what you do, but they do. There's homeowners out there that say, I'm going to fix my own septic. I know there's a problem. I'm just going to Google it and see how easy it is. Well, they get online and say, oh, wow, okay, apparently it's not so easy because here's a guy showing me how to do it. Put some videos together about what you do. Put them online. Tie those into the websites that most of you had and that those of you that don't have are going to have when you get back that say, here's a picture of how we come in and service your septic system. We take great care to cut up the sod, and we put it to the side, and then we take the lid off if it's not on risers, and we pump it out, and here's how we do it. We stir it all up nice with a crust buster or not, or we just stick the hose in. Then we put all your sod back, and then we drive away, and there's no oil leaks, and we don't wreck any of your grass. That's why you should call us. Because we posted this video on our Facebook page, and we linked to it in Twitter, and you found it, and now you're buying our service because you can see it. I showed you a video of it. That's an example, which I wouldn't want to write that down if I were you. But this is a guy, in my opinion, who was on the cover of Pumper this month, and I have never seen a septic company do as much right as this guy. If you can find Dig It Excavating on YouTube, look at his videos. He's the poster child. I held this up a lot today. The internet is still huge, but this is the next big thing. Mobile web traffic is expected to increase 300% over the next couple of years. 300%. How many of you have a mobile phone like a Droid, an iPhone, a BlackBerry? Can you raise your hands? It's quite a few, okay? This is the next big thing. I can find, what's your company name? Clearwater Cleanup? I could probably find your phone number. How long will you give me? 28 seconds? I wish it was on your shirt, I could cheat. You can find anything you need from this phone now. And if you walk around out there, all the people who are bored with looking at the equipment and they're sitting on the nice soft couches that are left, what are they doing usually? Dear honey, I'm tweeting. Go mobile. And by mobile, what I mean is just make sure that you have a nice site, a nice website to begin with. Because if you do, and the newer site developers can design those so they'll look decent on mobile, make sure that you put your contact info front and center. Make sure you're on Google Places. You can even do strictly mobile sites if you wanted to. Use mobile to your advantage when you're in the field. Something breaks, why are you going to wait till you get back to the shop to buy it? Most of these guys probably have sites that show up on mobile and you can buy their stuff right online. Go mobile. Customers remember two types of companies. Those that are lousy and those that are exceptional. Which one do you want to be? That's it. I'm going to open up the floor for questions. Otherwise, I think I cruised through a 60-minute session in probably, what, like 15? Does anybody have any questions?
Do you actually take a breath while you talk?
I don't breathe. The question was, do I breathe while I talk? I'm a fish. I have gills right back here. Any questions at all? In the back.
What was that phone number you were going to look up, Jeff?
Damn you. Do you really want me to look it up? Because if you guys want to wait around while I look it up, I guarantee I can find it. Where's my phone? I got to find my phone first. I have a White Pages app that'll tell me. But then I got to know what city and state. I could just Google it, I guess. Are you on Google Places and make this easy for me? Probably not. Well, it was Clearwater Cleanup, wasn't it? All right, Clearwater Cleanup. I hope that this works. This is ridiculous that you make me do this. This was supposed to be a prop. It was a prop show. Clearwater Cleanup, Breckenridge, Colorado. Your zip code is 80424. Am I on the right track? Hold on, I need a phone number.
That was less than 5 seconds.
I bet it was. I'm not getting a phone number though. Are you on Continental Court? Yes. Okay. So far I got the address.
If it's a cell and not landline.
I wish we had 800-856-4928. I need you to come over and do some work for me. I didn't use the yellow pages for that. Anyone else? I saw a question, the woman in the back.
My question was, why do you think it's important to post 3 times on Facebook?
I don't think the question was, why do I think it's important to post 3 times on Facebook? That was an example of how long it takes. I don't think it's important to post 3 times on Facebook. I think it's important to post once or twice a week. Anytime you have something that seems like you could take advantage of the opportunity to put yourself in front of, you know, I used a wedding as an example. I mean, if you've got a toilet sitting at a wedding, wish the bride and groom good luck. If you've got portable toilets sitting at a special event, tell the event you can't wait to see that it's successful. I mean, I don't think you go out there and say, well, we're pumping at the Olson's house today. Went pretty good. You know, that's not what I'm saying. Just kind of think of what might be interesting to other people and thank them via Facebook for that. I'm not saying 3 times a day, though. Sir?
I didn't hear anything about couponing in any way, shape, or form, whether it be internet or other.
The question was, he didn't hear anything about couponing in any way, shape, or form. I'm not...
Google Places has coupons. They're free.
Yes. There was a comment. The question was coupons. I'm not a big coupon fan. These are just my ideas. You could use a coupon. I talked about a customer of the month. You could give them a coupon. You know, you could use coupons for the same things you're using gift certificates for. But in my opinion, a coupon makes you look cheap. It makes me think, well, you're giving me a coupon for a customer of the month, not in general.
Coupon groups has been growing. Right?
Like Groupons, you're talking? Groupons is a website where you can put your coupons online and people can go and grab them and I guess I'm just not a coupon. I'm not in favor of lowering the cost of your service. And my opinion is that you're setting a price on your service, and that's the price you should charge, and it should be a reasonable service to do a reasonable job. And why would you want to cut the cost on that? If you can get creative and say, we pump your septic and we'll give you 1 month of free additive, if you can make the coupon something where maybe it's not subtracting directly from your bottom line, I guess I'd be more in favor of coupons. But I'm just not a big coupon person. It's obviously a marketing idea, but it's not a marketing idea that I'm real keen on. That's just my opinion. Sir?
What do you think about, we use a sticker, and we put, we got our numbers on it, and then we write out exactly what we did on the sticker. We put that on there, and at the top it says, good for $5 off your next visit, ask for details. What do you think of that?
Where are you putting the sticker?
We're putting them on the sewer pipes. We're putting them on magnets. We're putting them on slow-moving dogs, anything, you know, just whatever.
Okay, the question, well, it was more of a comment, was we're creating a sticker that says your service was provided by, this is good for $5 off or 5% off or whatever next time you need service. I think that's a good idea, but again, I'm not a coupon fan. My opinion of that is, why are you already discounting your next service with them? Your service should have been good enough that they were going to call you back anyway.
To lock them in on loyalty.
To me, the coupon isn't locking me in on loyalty. To me, the coupon is locking me in on price, and I don't want to sell on price.
I can give $5 a day to every customer coming down the line.
This is my opinion only.
Business.
My opinion only. Anyone else? Sir?
Back to Facebook, I'm a fan of the Pumper Cleaner Show.
I'm a fan of the Pumper Cleaner Show as well.
I hate Facebook, but what I did is I used some of the videos that COLE Publishing is putting out to my fan page. So what I'm getting at is keep up the work, you know, so that we've got some good stuff.
I placed him here to do that. Thank you. I owe you $5 when we're done. Or 10% off your next expo admission. It's a coupon. We offer a discount for early admission because we like to know who's coming in advance.
So it costs more to come $10 more because I got to get here a little late?
It costs $10 more because you got here late? Yes, because when you put on a big show like this, you need to know how many hotel rooms you're going to fill. Otherwise, you have to pay them back. Yeah. So there's a reason for that. Anyone else have any questions? That's it. Oh, I got one.
You forgot about email marketing.
I did forget about email marketing. Thank you. Gold star. Gosh, I forgot a whole part of this. No wonder it was so fast. When you guys are doing service work for your customers, you need to right now remember to grab your email addresses. They're one of the most important things that you should be getting from your customers when you get their contact information. Especially big commercial industrial customers. Make sure you get the right contact, not just a general email address. There's places out there like MailChimp, Emma, that can manage your email addresses for you, and all you have to do is create one little email and it sends to all of those people, which you can also do through your own email clients. But this is nicer, and I'll tell you why. When you use MailChimp or Emma, it tells you who opened them, it tells you what they clicked on. So if you were putting coupons in your email, for example, you could offer 3 coupons. 5% off your next service, a free additive, whatever they are. You could see that 90% of the people chose to click on a free additive. So now you know that's what's most important to them. Or you could send out an email to your industrial or your commercial customers that say, gosh, I'm having trouble coming up with an example. You'd always want to offer 2 things, and then you can track, and I know none of you have enough time to sit around and look at all of this, but you get sucked into it at times. You can track what people are most interested in. You could even do a survey. Are you most likely to buy from the nearest competitor, the cheapest competitor, or the best service? And see if everybody's price shopping. And then now you know what you're dealing with. You're dealing with only price shoppers. Or when somebody clicks on the link that says, I'm looking to buy from whoever's closest, now you know that that customer does decisions based on who's closest. So if you don't just send them out from your general email program, and you send them out from a place like MailChimp or Emma, or there's all Constant Contacts. That one I haven't heard of, but places like that you can at least track what's going on. Email is huge. It goes right to our mobile phones. You know, it comes right to us. I have been out of the office since Saturday. I drove down here on Saturday, and I have not missed an email since I've been here because as soon as I'm done, I pick this up and I read it. Mobile is changing the way we do business, and it's got to change the way you do business as well. And email, I'm sorry, I did blow that one. Anyone else?
Did you say the website for the email?
The MailChimp.com, MailChimp.com is kind of one of the biggest ones. And then there's one called Emma, E-M-M-A.com. And we use Emma at Cole Publishing. All the emails we send out for the trade show, the magazines, things like that, all go through Emma. Sir?
Do you have any numbers or percentages that you use to budget what you do? You didn't really talk.
The question was, do I have any numbers or percentages to budget what we do is going to be different than what you do? Almost everything that I talked about here today is inexpensive or free. And that's why I talked about them. You know, the picnic, obviously not free. Facebook is free. Twitter is free. Google Local is free. You know, the yellow pages aren't free and your bus advertising aren't free. I mean, there's general rules of thumb out there on how much you make compared to how much you should spend on marketing. We're in the marketing business, so I say 99.5% should be spent on marketing. Some of you may not be able to afford that, scale it back a little bit, 95% maybe. I think that real number is usually between 10 and 25%.
Also, did you hit anything on referral or bounce backs, referral fees?
Referral fees.
Yeah, in other words,
How much? Depends on the size of the job. The question was, how much should a referral fee be? I mean, to me, I would base it on how big the job is. I mean, a simple wedding referral where you're going to drop off 2 portable restrooms isn't the same referral as doing a whole block worth of lateral relining. So I don't know that you can just offer a flat fee. I think if you're in really good with one of your competitors and you're getting constant referrals, I think you've got to be aware of that and maybe you jack it up a little bit. But a referral here and there, I think a $50 gift certificate to a restaurant is decent, or $100 cash or something like that. Depends on what size of the job. Sir?
Yeah, Craigslist has got a section for services too, and I know in some areas, I understand that side of the services, but I was gonna say in some areas, Craigslist, a lot of people use that for their services.
The comment was Craigslist, which is another free opportunity to put services out there. There is a services section there. I'm actually a big fan of Craigslist because I'm addicted to automobiles, so I look for them on there almost every day, all day, between thinking of things like this. But they do have a services section. Normally it's more like contractors who are doing carpentry and things like that, by us anyway, because Craigslist is localized. Craigslist is yourcity.craigslist.org or your area, like ours is northernwisconsin.craigslist.org. Craigslist is a good place to put out free services, but again, I would kind of call those price shoppers. I don't love to market to the price shoppers. I like to market to the people who see value in what we do, like all the people who are sitting here and figured that this was worth 40 bucks, which I think it was. Sir?
You might mention branding Twitter and Facebook for the pages and URL.
Yes. The comment was branding Facebook and Twitter. The URL, you can privatize, it's not a privatize, I forget what they call it. On Facebook, once you have 25 followers, you can create it's like a personal URL. So it's facebook.com/your company name. Twitter automatically makes it twitter.com/your username. And also, I talked about using a logo and colors. You can also choose a logo and colors on Twitter. You can put your logo on Facebook. You want to get that logo on there. You don't want to use probably your own face, but you could use, your logo or a picture of your truck or maybe a picture of your staff or something like that. Because you don't want to make this your personal Facebook page or your personal Twitter page. Don't confuse the two. Make sure you make it your business's Facebook page. You can make as many Facebook accounts as you want. Create the Facebook page specific to your business. Make sure you don't mix the two. Same with the Twitter account. I just posted a comment on your Facebook. She just posted a comment on our Facebook page. Thank you. Did you have one more question or comment?
Yeah, you've got Angie's List, and I called it up, and from what I gathered, you can get a free listing, and then they're going to sell you more for spacing, how much you want to put on there and stuff like that.
What was that?
Angie's List.
I don't know what Angie's List is.
That's the one where the dog has to take a leak, and Plumber sacrifices his dignity to walk it up and down the street for $150 an hour to have him do it.
I'm not familiar with Angie's List, so
It's on national TV sometimes.
you educated me on that one.
It's comical that he's sacrificing his dignity to walk down the steps.
Well, we all sacrifice our dignity at some point. I'm doing it right now.
Well, Angie's List is primarily for lady-owned businesses to advertise lady-owned businesses.
Anything else? Losing people. Ma'am? What do I think about magnets? I like the magnet idea. To me, the magnets are the things that remind you of the next time you need service work, and that was kind of your idea to stick it to the pipe. I don't like the idea of putting a coupon on the magnet, but I'm a big magnet fan. We use the magnets to promote one of our shows. It might not have been, we did a show in Dallas a few years ago. I think we did it for that one. Every magnet I've ever received in the mail is stuck to my file cabinet at my office, and most of them I've ever gotten in the mail to my home are stuck to the side of a refrigerator somewhere. I actually like the magnets. I think they're a worthwhile investment, again, to keep your name and logo and colors, because they're going to be uniform, right, in front of people. And now make sure that you've got that customized phone number or URL or website on that magnet. I'm a fan of the magnets. Sir?
I use stickers that are made of paper, not the real pretty vinyl stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because once I put them on the water heater first, they can't hold on.
Yeah, I think that's a different, he said he uses a sticker instead of a magnet. I think when you're doing an install of a water heater, I think we're talking about two different things. The magnet is more just of a giveaway. The sticker is a reminder of this is where you need to call if you need service.
I do it on every job. I ask them if I can put it on their water heater first.
Yes, I agree. The other thing too that I didn't touch on and I was going to, make sure you guys are using those, you can now get customized riser lids that have your name and number on for service. There's companies out there that they stamp your name and number in there. When you need service, call this company. That's another one that's essentially private labeled. I'll take a couple more questions if we have them. Otherwise, thanks for coming in. One back. Is anybody using LinkedIn? That's a good one to bring up. The only thing that I personally use a lot is Twitter. I am on LinkedIn. A lot of people I know do use LinkedIn. I don't think LinkedIn works as well for socializing as like Facebook and Twitter. To me, that's more of a networking thing. That's more of I'm looking for a new job, or I'm looking for someone to hire, or I want to hook up with somebody else in the industry. I don't think it's going to hurt you by any means, but I just don't see that being the social outlet like a Twitter or a Facebook are. It does allow posting. I haven't seen many people who follow it. It does have a whole pile of members. I mean, it does have its place, but I don't see it being used in business like this. Anyone else? Ma'am? The question was, do you recommend putting your price list right on the website, or would you not put it on there and hope people call you? I like seeing pricing for, again, I've talked about it again, I don't like price shoppers. If your pricing is reasonable and the service you provide is good, I would put my prices on there. Because now you're going to get rid of those people who are going to call you and say, hey, I got an estimate to pump my septic tank and it was 150, are you 145? I'd put my prices on there. I oftentimes leave a lot of websites if the price isn't there, because I'm too lazy to pick up the phone and call or send an email. But I'm lazier than most people, so I would put my prices on. But that's, again, these are just my opinions. Please, nobody come back and sue me because I told you to do something. Sir?
Well, two things about the price list on there. I disagree with the price list on there because it gives your set price and the competition can just buy a bucket and take what the price you take on price chapter.
True.
I like the idea where you put your information in and then you get an instant quote or whatever. So you got to give up something to get the price.
I like that idea too, because then you can collect the email address.
The other thing we utilize is we have our standard pricing, and then if you're a returning customer, we have a discount structure for that.
If everyone didn't hear that, he said he likes to use like a get a quote type form, which a lot of auto dealers use. Even there's places now like Best Buy will say put it in your cart to see the price, things like that. I think that's a good idea. And then he also said they offer 2 different price structures, those for returning customers and those for non-returning customers. Both good ideas. And again, I said that was my opinion. I like to see the price, I guess. I can see your argument for sure. Anyone else? Ma'am? How important is it to still have a landline? If you have good cell coverage, I'd say it's not important at all. I mean, why would you need it? Are you calling 911 from your local business? I mean, that's really, now you can even geolocate on a cell phone. I mean, I guess that's just that's up to you. There's actually telephony systems now where you can send your cell signal into, it's basically computerized. Google offers it, and I think it's free. And it'll even take voicemail and things like that. I mean, why? I guess with you guys who are traveling most of the time, you know, in a truck or doing service work, I don't know why you'd have a landline, to be honest with you. Requires the...
Google Places, I think they require that because they tie it to the location.
He says Google Places may require a landline because they tie it to the location. I don't know that that's right or not, because I know Google offers their own phone service as well. And I know they don't like to compete with themselves, but you may be right. I don't know, that's a question that's up to you. Sir?
We use a forwarding, they call it a landline, and then if
Right.
you got it set, forward right to the cell phone.
Right.
We really like that.
Forward right from your landline to your cell. I guess what she's saying is you could eliminate the middleman and the expense of it. Which we just started talking this last month about eliminating landlines at Cole Publishing. Just because you don't know what you're calling. Cell service is so good now. It used to be you knew someone was on a cell phone. Can't hear you, what? You know, but it's getting better. Sir?
What if you've got 63 years involved in that landline? You've got your phone number stuck all the way around these little stupid back cards in your cabinet. You can't throw that away.
It's a good point. Again, I'm not saying get rid of your landlines. He says, what if I have 63 years invested in that landline number? That'd be the last thing I'd get rid of. I did a seminar yesterday on buying and selling your business, and I said one of the most valuable things you can sell is your customer list and your phone number.
Your integrity.
Yes, and your integrity. I heard that.
I carry a cell phone every day. I give that number out to no one except my secretary because I'm not answering the phone while I'm on a job trying to work for another customer.
Right.
The secretary can answer the phone.
Well, right, but she could also have a cell phone. Anyone else? Questions? All right. Thank you very much.